Hey guys, this is Carolyn from Balance Habits Headquarters, and we are going to do a measurement tutorial video. I want to teach you how important circumference measurements are to this program. There's a few housekeeping things that I want you to keep in mind. It'd probably be a good idea for you to get a pad of paper and a pencil right now so you can write down these things. So for the women, we're going to be taking measurements at the level of your navel, at your hips, and I'll tell you where that is in a minute, at the bicep, at the thigh, and at the calf. For men, we'll be doing the abdomen at the level of the navel. We'll be doing the wrist on this little bone here. We'll be doing the bicep and the thigh and the calf, okay? We'll also need your height, so you need to make sure that you get a really accurate height for us, and obviously your weight will be part of that as well. Now with the Balanced Habits world with circumference measurements, being specific is really important for you. And one of the most important things in our program is that we only use half or whole numbers. So at the beginning of your program, if you measure something, and let's say for example it's 34 3/4, we'd like you to make that 35. At the end of the program, we're going to ask you to do the opposite. If something was 34 3/4, you'd want to be 34 1/2. So no quarter or no 3/4 numbers work in our program, okay? So those are our housekeeping rules. So now I'm going to show you where to take the measurements. Now remember, accuracy is really important because these are your comparison measurements from start to finish. This is how we determine how well you did on the program. All right, so the first thing is you don't want to have anything bulky on like this. So if you do, you want to remove that and make sure that you have something that's, somewhat tight so you can get a good measurement. Now, since you're on your own, I'm going to teach it to you that way, but if you have someone to help you, that would be great too. So you want to take a measuring tape, something cloth, something like this, just like a sewing measuring tape, and you want to start in the stable place. So you want to hold it at the level of your navel. You want to wrap it around your body. You might have to be a little creative to do it. You want to make sure that it's not slack, but you don't want to pull it really tight either. Make sure it's not wrapped around in any way. Get a good measurement, write it down on your piece of paper. Now for the women, remember we're going to do our hips. Now this isn't like hips if you were going to the store to buy a pair of jeans. This is the widest point on your body, so really kind of where that bone is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it stable. I'm going to wrap it around my body. I'm going to make sure that it's not slack anywhere. It's nice and even. I'm going to get a good read. I'm going to write it down, okay? Now for the men, we're not going to do that hip one. We're going to do our wrist. So there's this bone here. We're determining your bone structure. So I want you to place the tape on the bone, wrap it around, get a good read, and write it down, okay? Now we're going to do the extremity measurements. Now these aren't really a part of the program as far as how we determine your body fat percentage, but it does help us to see your progress. So for this, I want you to just make an own decision on where you're going to take this measurement. So most people, for their bicep, they want to get it right in the middle of the muscle, and that tends to be about 3 to 4 inches above from the elbow crack, okay? So decide where that is for you and make sure you do it the same place both times from start to finish. Want to measure it, again, don't pull it really tight. Now this measurement, you can give us 3/4 or 1/4 if you want, or you want to stick to the formula, that's fine too. And then for our thigh, you want to go from the knee and you want to go up about probably 6 inches. And that is about the medius part of the thigh. That's the biggest part of your leg where your muscles are, and maybe for the women where some of the body fat is. So we want to make sure we get a good number, write it down, and now we're going to do our calf. Same thing, choose a spot. I would choose from the back of the knee about 3 or 4 inches down, go around, measure it, and that's it. So you just want to write all these numbers down. You want to report them on your intake form to the Balanced Habits Headquarters, and we can construct your program. And you'll need to do this again at the end of the program so we can show your progress and how well you did on the program. All right, that's it. Congratulations. I'm really excited to get you started on this, and we'll talk soon. Bye.